Hello, everyone. Welcome to these sessions. Thank you so much for coming here today. So, this is the first session of the year. So, we're super happy and super excited to be here with you guys. So, as you know, we've been doing this for a while, and we always try to bring one of the brightest minds in the immersive industry. Thank you so much for joining DHQ. Uh, Please let us know from where are you tuning in, uh, whatever whatever country you are coming and tuning in. Let's wait for a few people to join the call, and please let us know in the chat where are you tuning in. We'll be excited to know more about where you guys coming from. Oh, California, UK. Whoa, UK. It must be pretty late there now. Thank you so much. All right. So Chile, nice. New Zealand, Australia, California, Oregon, Ciudad de Mexico. Yeah, right. Oh my God, everywhere. Utah, Montreal. Wow. I mean, it's pretty Memphis, Serbia. Serbia. Wow. Serbia. Whoa. Uh, all right, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to start these incredible sessions. These sessions are here to inspire students and creators worldwide to connect with their inner minds and processes by sharing top artists and creators in the immersive experience industry. Every month, we talk to a creator in our industry live in our YouTube, Twitch channels. Thank you so much for your contribution. We're really happy to have you here today. And so we have a very super special guest here today. I'm going to invite in a moment to this guest, Kudo-san. So Kudo-san is part of this collective, which is called teamLab. You probably heard about them, right? It's an international collective formed in 2001 in Tokyo. Their collaborative practice seeks to navigate the confluence of art, science, technology, and the natural world. This group of interdisciplinary artists, including programmers, engineers, CG animators, mathematicians, and architects, aim to explore the relation between the self, the world, and new forms of perception through their art. Okay, so let me welcome our guest today, Kudo-san.
Hi, good mornings.
Good morning.
Well, good afternoon, or good evenings.
Yeah, good evening. Good evenings. Good evenings. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yoroshiku
Yoroshiku
onegaishimasu.
I'm just trying to learn myself a little bit more about how to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here
Wonderful.
today. Super excited to welcome you. We've been talking in the past. We've been doing this session together. I'm super happy for you to have this time. And I'm gonna let Kudo to explain more about the vision of teamLab. And after his presentation, we're gonna open a few questions from the audience that are joining us here. All right, so go ahead, please. It's all yours, the stage.
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful opportunity to talk with. Like today is more like expecting to question and answers after it's my sessions, and it's honestly I didn't like uh prepare so much about for it a session, so it's more like an expecting for it question and answers. And especially it's I could see it, so many people it's around the world, so it's it's very great opportunity to talk with the people. So I'm so happy. It's, wow, cyber patrol unit, excellent. So before like a little bit, yeah, explain about it like what we are doing. Uh, I would love to explain a little bit about it, what is our visions. It's already it, and he explained it so much about it in the team lab. So it's not. I try to explain a little bit what we are thinking it's these days. Later it's I can show you, but it's like we are more just opened up it in our like a new exhibition or it's a new museum. It's called the teamLab Borders in Azabudai in Tokyo's. So it was like 9th of February, so almost 2 months. I was living under the underground of this the buildings to install all this and all the stuff. So it's like almost 3 weeks ago we had it huge snow, but it's even I didn't know that it's there was snow. I was on in the underground and it's with my teams and it yeah, it was so weird to make all these like huge installations. And I think it's quite many. It's the people it's around the world. It's working out. It's same as like us. It's uh, digital installations, and quite many people. It's like expecting it's much easier to install of this like digital what the technologies exhibitions. But in fact, it's so much works, and it's small things that's gonna make it complicated, like destroy all this in the whole space. So especially it's like this times it we made of this the borderless is like it's almost no map and it's like quite a couple thousand square meters and so many 79 what 80 artworks was it they communicate each others and it's like moving around the whole space. So it's same space, but it's like after 15 minutes, completely different artworks gonna showing up. And it is like I was living there like 2 months, but even me, I couldn't see of this whole the artworks. It's like sometimes I could see of this one of the artworks and that wow, it's and it's the the point is like there is some kind of the butterflies inside and it one day it's we add some kind of butterflies and this butterfly was is flying around there's no whole space, so it means like an affected to the it's in the whole space and it's whole the other artworks too. So it seems like it just we add a couple of it's butterflies and it's we changed it to small things on in a butterfly, but it's it's affected to the whole the space. It's and it was so hard to find of this, the bugs, and it's like what's happened on that, and it's so this is kind of a stupid joke, but it's like we and it's like a specialist now our engineer is the person they are very much understand of this butterfly effect because with it's like we just put it in a butterfly and it's affected to the it's completely other side of this space. It's some other artworks what it's like just stop and it's just what it's happen on in like what we are doing. So anyway, it's what we want to do is always he explained to us that we try to find that it's a kind of a new relationship between human and it's in the world through the it's in our like expression or it's in our artworks. And these days, what we are thinking is like we believed, or we think, this is like, of course, it's a normal things, but we think it's we perceived everything as what we see, but in fact, we see just only something that's we perceive. So, like, we love to it if we could expand over this our cognitive world or its perceptions, it's maybe it's gonna expand over its our view with what we are seeing on this world. So like we try to keep on creating some things, and we try to make the people's cognitive world it's much more expanding, and it's more like we can say it's like a beautiful or it's cool or it's yeah, funny or whatever. It's we cannot explain by words. So like I do explain a little bit this. Okay. This- So this is like what I always this is what we borrow Azabudais. And it's kind of the middle of Tokyo's. We just opened it like a couple of weeks ago. Still now, when I listen of these sounds, makes me it's a little bit it's like become crazy. It's because it's I listen of this all the times. Anyway, so this the border rest is we opened on 2018 at the Bay Area in Tokyo's, and it we closed on 2 years ago, and we opened on in the Azabudai Hills in 2 years, and we tried to make of it something that's it's more borderless, but
Sounds it's crazy, right?
it's quite crazy. It's in a word. It's more borderless. It doesn't make
Mhm.
sense, but it's we try to make it, and it's you can see of this mm, some work. It's, there was it's one artwork. It's not stuck on in one rooms, and it's because it's an artwork connected with peoples, and it's like communicate each other of different artworks to the artwork. So like we also it's cannot control, and they were just it's moving around it's the whole their space, and like if you exist inside of this borderless world, it's your existence gonna like affected to the it's like this artwork. So like it's more people, it's gonna affect it more things. So for example, like if there is completely dark rooms, but if there is a people and walk around, there is so many vortex or it's like some kind of more crazy things happens. So that is like we wanted to do, and it's we just put all these words like wonder, explored, and it's discovered because it's there is no map, and we also it's cannot tell at where the artwork is, and it's because it's artworks. We also it's don't know where it is. It's there moving around. So that is something that we just opened. So like if you're gonna come to Tokyo, I would love to show you, and it's maybe later it's I can tell my contact or something. So it's just send me the message or something, so that maybe let's meet up in that borderless if it's possible. Yeah,
Mhm.
and the borderless was open on 2018, but in the same times, no, it was just a moment. It's like this. This one is better. In the same time, it we opened it in another museum. It's called the teamLab Planets, and this one is it's much more like how to make the people to feel that it's expression by physical bodies. What is we kind of believed of it, we recognize world. It's much more physically. So when you're gonna be there, it's you have to take off your shoes and the socks, and you're gonna be in the barefoot, as like you are in the nature, and you just walk around. It's in our exhibitions, and it's like it's in a planet to the planets. It's kind of this huge installation to the installations, and it's to barefoot, and it's you feel the it's a digital, but it's what we wanted to do. It's making like it's nature's it especially I really like the camping, so I like to be in nature. So when I'll be in natures, I'm gonna take off my shoes and it's walking around it's in the space, and I can feel all this, like forest or it's natures by physical bodies. And if we wanted to do something same kind of stuff by digital or it's like this technology things, that is teamLab planets. But these days it's we are very much interested in some things and like an outside of the outside. It is like in Osaka. It's Osaka is a little bit west side of Japan, and this is like a huge like botanical gardens. We opened this one it's almost 2 years ago, and the daytimes it's just like huge botanical gardens. So like just people are gonna come and randomly it's walking around. But after sunset, it's become kind of dark. The whole botanical garden it's started to like transform to its some our exhibitions, and this exhibition it's and it's an artworks. We are very much interested in some things. The later I gonna maybe explain to it, but these days we are very much interested in like kind of vortex. And, but it's we want to make like a vortex, and that is something that we wanted to do. It's like the phenomena that we think it's in a vortex it exists, but it's in a vortex it's we can destroy it, but by boat or whatever's. But it's if we didn't destroy all its environment, it means the shape under the waters, or it's like in a position of this like an island, and it's maybe temperature of the waters, and these quite many elements it's going to create of this vortex. So, like if you didn't destroy all this environment, it the vortex is going to showing up again and again. So what we wanted to create is some things like vortex. We think it's a human made, but it's very much affected by its the environment. It's like it's here it's uh, botanical gardens, the creature around theirs. So I will show you of this. It's like daytimes. You're gonna see of this like a very weird like wall, and if this is like daytimes, it's just only the walls. But night times, it's they started to drawings by like kind of vortex, or it's like a very weird like yeah spiral or it's vortex. But it's that one it's made by actually it's in a creature it's flying around space. So this is why I explained it before that the movie is like quite hard to maybe find, but it's you will find with this the bird and a bird making of this vortex. So like just watch out, and it's you're gonna see. You see there is quite many bird, and you see the lines, and this one it's it's not created by our program or something. It's drawing by the bird. So now you see bird, and its bird was it's making of this vortex. See? So like what we wanted to create, what we wanted to do is like if people felt this is a beautiful, maybe people want to keep the environment in these botanical gardens, because the botanical gardens and there's no plants and there's no board. It the artworks doesn't exist. It's just normal stones. But if the people keep this like environment, it's maybe more bird gonna come and it's more beautiful things gonna happen. So that was it, like our like the challenge and it's making of this the space from like 2 years ago. Super hard to make it because for us it's a this botanical garden. It's like kind of like a canvas to make a botanical garden. So the first thing is we did is like we changed all the soil because it's when we found it's like in a couple of years when we started the project, the soil was it's kind of like clay. It was not for its plants. So we like changed the soil for the plants, and because it's this botanical garden was it's a super like 70 years or something. So it's like almost nobody use it. So we try to like make a better environment for the plants and the trees and this whole the creature around there. And maybe it's like I can say like we're doing it some transform to the our exhibition in the night times. So it's we little bit bothered of some creature about theirs, but it's we try to keep more like the plants be on this botanical gardens. That's what is a project of this. So like uh, we started 2 years ago, but we are thinking more like next 20 years, 25 years, we could more like more slowly to make it, more artworks and it's more people comes and maybe we can keep the benefit to make better environment for this botanical garden. This is of course it's a fire, but it's not real fire, so it doesn't burn all these trees, so it's fine. And it's so we are doing is it's quite easy perhaps to yeah create. It's kind of fun. And I recommend you to be there on autumn because it's a summer in Japan. It's not super nice, at least for me. There's sometimes it's more super hot and humid and more like mosquito. I really because I don't have hairs, but so like always they bite my head. So it's kind of I don't know. I don't like them. So, anyways, the autumn it's a super nice. It's not super hot and nice to work and it's nice wind. It's no mosquitoes and it's quite fun to work in midnight of this botanical gardens. Mm, okay, so yes. So this project is we're not just only in Osaka. We started on 10 years ago on in Saga. It's very south part of Japan. It's a Kyushu areas. 10 years ago, beginnings, it was like in a half of pond and it started to make this more bigger and bigger and bigger. And there is 500,000 square meters, like beautiful gardens with like a forest and almost ruined uh, around the Second World War. So there was it's like a mix of it's like a very wild natures and it's some the gardens from this Edo era, like 200, 300 years ago. So there was mixtures of this the human made and it's some kind of from these wild natures. But anyways, it was ruined and we started to put some artworks and exhibitions with our partners. He had he has actually it's in the hotels, ryokan beside with its beautiful gardens. I think we think. and that we try to like include objects in a holder exhibition. It's every years, just only in the summer times. So it's like 2 autumns. So normally it's like July to November's, and yeah, this is also like it's become bigger and bigger and bigger as these 10 years. And it's daytimes you can walk on in as like normal forest, and it's the gardens, and night times it's become completely different. And it's same kind of the model as like a botanical garden. That is what we did. And at this year's we opened just at teamLab borders in Azovdais in February, but I don't know. I should say that or not. I don't know. Yeah, but I think yeah, it's okay. We are planning at the end of this year's. It's going to be open on in Abu Dhabi's. It, we try to create all that like an architecture too. It is like gigantic. It's like 17,000 square meters. It's we try to create all this artworks, and also it's hold a space. So this is it's called the teamLab phenomena, and it's as I said a little bit, but it's we are very much interested in that vortex thing. So it's this whole it's a museum, so it's a I don't know how to call it, but it's like a very this weird the project, and but it's like a super lovely. It's we try to create something of it, uh, I cannot tell of it, the detail of it, the artworks yet, but the most of the artworks is like a vortex. So like it's a phenomenon, but uh, we need to create of this some kind of the space to make of that phenomenon. And it was try and error and try and errors. And I'm working for this project. It's almost 5 years, but and it's how we made of these architectures is uh, beginning. The first is we try to make of this phenomena, what kind of experience we can do inside, and try to create of this space to make of that phenomena. It means like an environment, and there was a couple of quite many like artworks, and so it's a shape. It's very weird because it's very much depends on what kind of it's an artworks inside, and it's a last. It's we put all this like in a fabrics on that. So the shape of this architecture is came from this inside experience. So that's how we create of this gigantic architectures, and this is also it's a for us also it's first challenge to make of this size of this architecture. So it was kind of hard, but it was very fun. Not was, it is, and it's gonna be. Uh, and this year's, I think it's most of it's my times it's staying there, and it's quite many team of members. It's want to move there, and it's try to create with that. So we're gonna announce it sometimes. It's exact date to open. So just expect it. And thank you so much. And it's I would love to make question and answers.
My God, I think we're going to blow the chat with all of the questions. There's people already asking questions, so I'm gonna let
Yeah.
a few moments for people to write and think their questions. And while this happened, I just wanted really quick to tell you more about the Interactive and Immersive HQ Pro, which is the only school for immersive designers, creative technologies, and touch designer artists. And today there is a 50% off. We're going to put the link on the chat for that 50% off. So the school, some of you guys already know. It has over 60 full touch designer and creative technology video courses. We have private sessions with coaches and professors. We also have live accelerator sessions, workshops, and we have like over 120 custom built touch center tools, project files. And okay, so go back to the questions. So you guys have prepared your questions. So there's going to be a lot of things happen here today. So let me choose
Yeah.
back to the team, to the chat, and I'm gonna pull in some of the questions. So I'm gonna ask some questions first,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna let everyone to ask their questions.
Yeah.
So
Please.
I'm always interested about the creative process in terms of
Mhm.
like how do you come up with this crazy idea of making X in the middle of the forest and thinking about like all this kind of vortex things, and what's this creative process that drives you guys into this thinking about making these type of experiences?
Mm, the okay. First, I said we don't know. It is like the process isn't always it's kind of difference. It's the beginning. It's it's it is like like the Fuji Mountains. Like in the first we all gonna or it's some of us or it's one of us or it's all of us is we're gonna see and we're gonna decide. Okay, let's go to that Fuji Mountain because it seems like it's a very beautiful. But the process to be theirs is it's always it's a little bit different. And it's what I wanted to say is like the beginnings there was it's like in the small stuff. It we can see sometimes we're gonna see over this like in a huge visions. It's like we try to create, but we don't know how to create. So it's like if I say the process, it's like always a try and errors. It's making up this prototypes and making failed, and it's like try to make up this something better and failed and I try to make better. So it's like normally it's like 5-6 years we need to create some things. But the beginnings it's what you said is of these ideas is we're using of this that word ideas is more like so that mm, not problems but it's something weird things happen on in that process. And it's because it's we are teams of this different type of specialist. So when we create of these prototypes and all of us to be inside with that like testing rooms or something, and it's if we felt something weird that we discussed and it's we try to solve that problems from its, their own territories. So architects try to solve it the something weird feelings by it's their knowledge, and the software engineers try to solve it on their knowledge, and it's like a server side or it's like a infrastructure networking part. It's like they try to it's like algorithms.
And where did you get the
Mhm.
inspiration
Yeah.
when you're creating
So
new experiences?
that inspirations is it's much more sometimes a very kind of like time machines. It's like we can say it's like just very weird idea or it's a concept we can say. But time machine it's we can share with the people. It's like this is something is we can some kind of machine to makes us to time travels. It's easy to say, but it's super hard to make it. So like in the beginnings, it's like maybe like wow, if we could travel, it's the past or in the futures, it can be quite interesting. That is like sometimes one of this way. So it means like wow, if we could, it's making of this making like a vortex. Though this vortex, it seems like it's so beautiful. It's I don't know. It's always when I see the waves or when I see the Vortex, it almost makes me like kind of feeling of this life or something. And I said, don't you feel that? And I said, we are talking. So, and I said, like, yeah, I like it in the Vortex too. And it's we started to talk. It's why and it's how to make of this Vortex. And it's but it's like this is much more like a concept and ideas. So it's like our like Vortex. It's gonna be like it's not like a Vortex in natures, but its beginning so it was like that like that or sometimes it's like this we started on 2001 so it's quite many like knowledge and it's like this try and errors so we have so many knowledge and it's some artworks it was not like even after 2 3 years try and errors and we gave up and it's maybe it doesn't work and we just skip it and it's a couple years later and it's just wow that one was it couldn't work on 3 years ago because there was some hardware problems was it couldn't solve it was too expensive so it's quite many reasons but it's we try to like connect each others and try to make up the somethings or on in the process sometimes we found some very weird phenomena and one of the artworks on in the Borderless is called Bubble Universe. Is one of this our engineer found it's very weird like phenomena. It seems like it's like bubbles, and it's light cannot be the bubbles. But it's because it's a light. It's always it's going straight ahead. It's they cannot make up this the ball spheres, but it seems like it's a spheres, and it was so hard to share with other people because it's only he could see it and he could perceive it. And he tried to explain to us. It's like you cannot see these bubbles, and it's like no. And it's we started to he tried to recreate of that bubbles, try and again and again and again. And it's after like a couple months, it's like some other people also started to say it's like yeah, actually it's now I can see of that bubbles. I completely understand what he's talking about, and it started to make up this more people it started to understand, and it's okay. Let's make up that bubbles. It's how to from this architecture's ways, or it's like on a software side, and it's a hardware side, and it's we could make up this like artworks. So it's quite many different inspirations start, but it's like metaphor a little bit, but it's we can we know it's we need to be on that it's a mountains and it's on the process it's always try and errors. Yeah, sorry.
I think this question is related with what you're just talking about. A question from Ben. So he's asking if there is there anything that you try to achieve in all of your installations, like a guiding principle.
Wow, it is very interesting. And that you try to. Uh,
I mean,
mm,
if the way that you speak recently, for me,
mhm.
I think is like you have to make feel people that they are believe in this journey somehow, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
it is. Uh, mm, because this is quite almost like in a paradox, but it's like we I try to explain by words, but it's like what we want to create is something we what we want to make it is something we cannot explain by words, and it so like all I can say is like first it's we want to try to expand over this like people's perception or it's a cognitive world, and I said it's because uh like some things mm, we can feel we are one part of this, these continuities, and it's maybe on our artworks is that you cannot have it because it's not like materials, but it's technically it's by English. It's we can say it's not we can have experience, but it's what we maybe what we want to do is like try to make the people to be one part of this, the artwork. So it's experience. This is it's not super special as a way of thinking. Me as when I'll be on like natures and when I see of this like a beautiful it's moment, so many things happen. It's like I can hear of this like the sound of this bird, and there is a sunshine, and it's almost sunset, and it's a beautiful it's wind, and it's like and there is some kind of it's like a cherry blossom or something, and the cherry blossom is in fact it's people it's put it there was no cherry in Japan, so it's somebody it's brought it from this somewhere, and it's so like cherry blossoms, forest, trees, mountain is like an artificial technically, but I feel it's very beautiful, and it's when I knew about that, it's this moment, it's something it's like our ancestor made of this moment because it's if nobody put up this cherry blossom cherries on like 200-300 years ago, it's and I cannot see up this cherry blossom right now, and it's so like I feel it's one part of this like this nature and its continuity of this like our ancestor and today's, and it's like especially it's not I saw it's with my son, it's like it's quite interesting moment, and it's this is like a very much our principle, or it's like something it's we want to make it. It's very ambiguous it's answer, so it's and I'm so sorry, but it's like what I can say is like not to have, but it's I try to make the people to feel you are one part of this some things, and it's other people it's also same, and it's so that's the reason why it's we can love each other's voice, so we can love the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So this question is a bit more different,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's about how did teamLab transition from creating individual installations to developing and managing full-scale museum spaces? Could you share insights into the challenges and milestones for this expansion?
Oh, man, full scale museum space. Yeah. Switch the inside into the challenge. The most of it is a big like exhibitions or it's an installation. It's we need like minimum like 4 5 years, like maybe less sometimes. But it's a big one. It's like 4 5 years, and it's the beginnings is most of it in our work is very much depends on in space. So what's kind of the space we can use it? Sometimes it's like like warehouse. Sometimes it's an underground of these buildings, and sometimes it was like arcade centers, or it's almost ruined botanical gardens, or it's some ruined gardens. And then because it's this is more like for us it's the space is a canvas. So most of the times, if you're super lucky, and it's our partner or it's our client said it's like okay, it doesn't matter. It's there is so many ground, and it's we're gonna make it and everything is for use, and it's you don't need to worry about it's any like the canvas, and it's let's make whatever you want, but it's not so many times it happens. So quite often we're going to find that it's some kind of the partners, and it's like, wow, this is some space. How do you think it's like a ceilings height is like a 8 meters, or it's like a okay 3 meters. It's almost impossible to use over this like a projectors, or okay, so it's we need to think about it, how to make it. So the technically it's like first maybe we're gonna say yes to our client. Always in our strategy is very simple. So like yes to all. And we started all these conversations, and we're gonna find out this like count data or it's information of this space, and then it's like we're gonna calculate what's kind of it's not calculate. We're gonna start to think it's what's kind of the experience or it's the artworks is going to be fit for the hearers, and it's make of this this space is much more like better. So like a canvas is a space, so it's okay, like maybe it's this is like a maze, so it's like we have to think about it because we cannot destroy all this space itself. So it's quite much it's affected by the space, and in the same times another our teams it's like talking about it's started calculate all this what's kind of this device, and the size is we need to make of it's a server side and it's a network side too. So like we gonna calculate of this like budget wise, and it's we need to negotiate and communicate with our client, and it's what kind of stuff we can do. And of course it's quite many times it's going to be expensive or whatever, so it's we try to like find a balance. Okay, so like maybe we have to use all this machines instead of these machines. So how to
Hmm.
solve this? And then it's like try and error and try and error after 2 3 years, and then we're gonna put everything's, and at least 3 4 months we're gonna at least 2 months 3 months we're gonna start to live in middle of this artworks.
I have a
And it's
question here that is very
yeah,
technical. I
yeah.
have a question here that is very technical, and it's about machines from Greg. Greg is the founder of Derivative. Hi, Greg. We love that you're here in every session. So he's
Excellent.
asking, when you press play on opening day, how much is pre-recorded video, pre-recorded data, playback, live generated image and audio, interactive with audience, and then how are all these moving parts?
Ah, so this is like we don't it's a pre-recorded videos. It's everything is like in real time generations, real time it's renderings on the real times. So that is how when we started press the play buttons, it's not the opening days. It's almost it's an first date. It's when we are moved to the it's that space. It's an like couple like the boulders. It's like maybe like a 30 40 first beginning is a 30 40 members to be inside, and as we started to press the play, and it's the older software and the program started, and it's like slowly and it's like step by step that we add the artworks and its stuff, and we have to check of these sensorings, and it's we need to check of this uh, things, but it's like we don't know it's what's going to happen. So always the opening day is like it's most stressful. So like before that 2 weeks, it's what we do. It's kind of it's the test for the bring the peoples. Most of the time it's in our family and the stuff. It's people can complain, but it's not, it's like normal, our main, like the customer and the stuff, so it's not opening days, so it's, they can tell us, it's, this is, wow, I found it's this part what is stuck on here. It's like in bugs as like games. So it is, everything it was, it's not pre-recordings, so it's all like real times. It's, we just put like gardens, you know what I mean, like what we are creating is like in the gardens. So like we started off with like trees and stones, and it's like the rivers, and it's there is so many odors, like this, like a cherry blossoms, it's like they making of the flowers around springs, and it's a maple, it's become like a yellow, and it's red on in the autumn. So let's put up this one at here's, and this one is here's, and then, and let's make over this rivers, and it's put up this rocks, because we need waters for this like possible trees, and it's like, okay, how to work inside, and it's, so everything is like, it's not opening day to start the play buttons, and we try to prepare for the for the opening days, and it's, when it's opened, we cannot do that almost anything, and because we cannot control the visitors, and it's, this is, it's most kind of interesting failures what we had, and it's how we recovered of that failed is, I remember of this like last Odaiba one, like 2018, the teamLab borderless. We test within our partners and its family days, and it was like family day. People were very happy, and we invited over this like a businessman, or it's like our client and the people to invite. And what's happened is like everybody lost their ways, and it's like they super complain to us. This museum doesn't have a map, so even we cannot go out, and it's like I have it's some very important meetings, but I cannot go out, and it's I lost my way, and it's like and it's, they just give us the ankate. It was just a couple days before the openings, and they said it's like this is sucks, and it's like so stupid at the museums. I don't want to come here because it's even I couldn't find it's the exit, and it's like I missed over this my important meetings. So why you don't put the map? And we started, of course, discussed. And it's, we should put up this map, but it's like there is no artworks. It's stuck on one rooms, so we cannot make it technically. It's not map. So we, what we did is we put up this like a huge like message at the entrance. It said, "Wonder, explorer, and discovered." And it's after that, it's we said it's like if you're lost and if you couldn't find this exit, don't panic, because it's this is the concept of this museums. It is like life. It's sometimes it's people want to tell you of this what is right answers, and it's what is the exit. It means the death. It's, but it's uh most of the times we need to find this our way. Sometimes we lost, but it's we need to wonders, and it's we need to explore it, and we're gonna discover something of this what we want, and this is like life. So it's this museum is like this is a concept. So it's if you don't like it, you shouldn't come. And it's that's what it's like our like answer for this and our failures.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love that sign at the beginning of the experience. And uh, I wish we could, run into all of these questions, but we run out of time, and we want to be
Ah, sorry.
respectful with your time. And there, I'm going to ask you just one last question combined with
Oh yes, please.
the other that I hear.
Mhm.
The first one is people are asking here if TeamLab is doing internships or is doing this type of
Mhm.
like grads, if they're accepting
Mhm. Mhm.
grad students. But
Mhm.
my final question will be like, what will be your advice for people who are just starting into this industry?
Wonder, explorer, and discover. It's
That-
like the most. It like I could see of this quite many like technical
you can
technical.
respond them later
Yeah, no,
on the
no.
YouTube
It's
channel.
there is quite many technical questions, and but it's an offshore. We don't answer all this, like a technical. It's an issue. It's like this is like kind of trick of this magic, and it's I can tell it's there is a pigeons, but it's like maybe this kind of information it's a destroy of this magic. So like all I can tell is we are quite open for this internship from this all over the world. So you're gonna come to the it's our website, and it's like just sending of this message, and like our recruiting teams or and we are quite open for this internship. And if you're gonna be in an internship, you're gonna see over this a little bit maybe technical questions, and at least you can see it what's gonna happen in team labs. So like how to write on in this and here's the
you, you have
message.
the you have the chat and the right, so you can write it if you want to
Write
write.
the chat. I cannot write on chat.
Or you can write it on on the chat, and then I can
Ah,
copy and paste
okay.
that. Thank you so much for your
Uh,
time,
yeah.
Kudo-san. It's been
No, thank you so
amazing.
much.
It's been
It was very
amazing,
good.
and thank you all for joining this session today. I wish we could be. So I'm gonna let Kudos email, and if you wanna ask
Yeah,
him
you
some.
can share with everybody. It's no
Yeah,
problems.
exactly, exactly. You wanna make some questions? Please go ahead.
If I got it like 100, it's in a I'm not sure it's I can do it answer it all of that, but it's I at least I can connect with the our like internship or it's recruiting team. So it's like we are very open for this like no matter it's a student or it's like the workers. Like, if you have hearts and it's if you want to work with us, we are quite open.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
and
much. And
thank you so
sorry to
much.
be quite
Yoroshiku
over of the
onegaishimasu.
よろしくお願いします。Thank you so
Uh,
much.
thank you so
ありがとう
much.
ございます。
So, thank you.
Thank you.